Alright guys, today we're gonna do the argc and argv. The arg stands for arguments, right? Arguments are just like commands, like where's my command prompt? Okay. Uh, when I get to my command prompt, I'm gonna explain to that to you. It's not open here. Alright, well let me just quickly open it. Let me get one. Okay, the sandbox. Okay, good. Let's go back to boom. All right, so like this ls is an argument, right? Okay, so all these are arguments, so I can do ls dash a pipe it to less. So there's like 3 arguments or 4 if I'm counting the pipe command as well. Okay, so press q and like that. Okay, so all these are arguments. So we now have argument c and argument v. C stand for like a count. It's going to count the number. So if we have ls dash a, this is showing that we have 2 arguments. Okay, so our count is supposed to be 2. All right, but there's something you should know about strings, that we start from index 0 and we always have a null at the end. Okay, so this one will still be 2 because it's 0 1 and then the null stands for the 2. Okay, so that's just what the arg says. Okay, and argv is called argument vector. Okay, the v stands for vector, and that one is the actual command that we are giving to it, like this lsa, right? It's not going to count it, the string itself, like this la is 1 and this one is another one, so it's like different strings, right? So that's just it. And there are arguments that we give to our executable file. For example, let's say I have my let me seed into my alx low level. All right, okay, so let me just seed into 0x09. I don't know if I have. No, let me seed into 0x08. Okay, all right, so for example, we have different executable files like this 5 sqrt, right? So if I compile it like this, right? So this is just one argument I'm putting in command prompt. So there's something you can do to this stuff, is that you can also pass some other argument to it. Okay, so a way for this executable to accept arguments is what this guy is all about. Okay, and then they do that by allowing, if I vi into a main.c, for example, now 5 main.c, okay, you notice that this place is void, right? So we would give it this a parameter that will allow it to accept a command from outside, so we can put that command and use it in our code. Okay, so that's just what this guy is all about. Okay, so let me clear it and then go back. All right, so good. So let's dive into it. So let's go through the quiz, and so the argc is the number of command line argument, right? I told you the other time, like we have ls and a, it is 2, you understand? So the number of commands. So, and also the size of argv, we'll get to that later on. Why is this bird screaming like this? Sorry, let me bring my audio closer. All right, so number 1, in the following command, what is argv2? Okay, so I told you argv is the words itself, right? So if you count, start from the executable, right? So 0 1 2, so it is cool. Okay, and then the second one, we have argv2 is 0 and then we have 1. This one with the quote is regarded as 1, so it is, the 2 will be a null, right? That's why it is null. Okay, and then we have this one argv2 as well. So we have 0, 1, and then 2 is form, right? And then we have the next one argv0, that is v0 will be the name of the program, right? For example, if you look at this one, this is the name of the executable, right? So that's it. Where are we? Yeah, this guy. So number 5, and then argv right? So this one is how am I gonna explain this guy? um Remember that argv okay, it's easy, it's easier this way. Argv is the commands, right? Is the command, and argc would have the total number of commands we have. For example, if we have these commands, 3 commands, right? So argc will be holding 3, because 0, 1, 2, and then the null, making it 3, right? So if we down pass 3 into this guy argv3, right, it means that we are pointing to the null. Okay, you understand? So and then this one, what is argv? Okay, it is an array of size, because it is, I told you that it is a string, right? And string are one dimension arrays, right? And then an array containing the program command line arguments. Okay, so it will contain the command line argument, right? All this. Why is this thing not working? Let me reload it. It started again. I hope it doesn't fuck up when I'm coding. All right, so the first deadline has passed already, and yeah, so let's go through it. I think it's just 6 tasks. Okay, so if you notice here, you would see that you were told to Google up how to compile with unused variable. Remember that when you have a program and you write your program, and then you initialize a variable and you did not declare it, okay, you did not give it, you just created an empty container without putting anything inside. All right, so if you do that, your compiler will complain, right? If you are using the pedantic wall blah 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 compilation, this wall pedantic error extra, right, to compile, to complain. So there's a way to make it not to complain, to tell it that, okay, I've not put anything in this variable and I want to continue. All right, so we are going to be using that in this stuff, in this particular task. And then there are 2 ways. I came across one myself on YouTube, and then I saw someone using one other one. Okay, so the other one I saw someone using, I'll be using that one as well. So let's go. It said write a program that prints its name followed by a new line. Okay, so we are going to give that program the main of that program. Okay, so we are going to write a main file. Okay, so we are going to give it that argument that I said would allow it to receive something inside, and then we are going to make it not print anything except its name, right? We are going to allow it to print its name. Okay, we are going to pass in the argument and it's going to print its name. Let's just go into it and say write a program that prints its name followed by a new line. If you rename the program, it will print the new name again without having to compile it again. You should not remove the part before the name of the program. All right, so let's go into it. And then are we going to create, yes, we're going to create a new directory. So I'll copy this guy, and then copy, and then cd this thing. Okay, I thought it was frozen again. All right, so we'll make our directory and then give it this. So we'll cd into the directory, and then we do vi our readme.md, right? And then we can pass this and then say argument to command task. Okay, all right, so we have our readme inside the stuff. It's necessary to always put your readme. All right, so we create our file. Okay, and then press enter. Oh, sorry, vi the file, right, and then press enter. All right, so now we have not given any prototype because we are using the main, right, to do all these things. So we'll be using the standard IO. Okay, standard IO.h, sorry, yeah. All right, so then we would write our stuff so that Betty would accept it. Then we'll say our main, because we want to use our main, and we'll say it should print its name, right, comma, followed by a new line, right, and then we are going to have two parameter, which is argc, and then that one is the number of command line argument, right, and then we are going to add the second one, which is argv, and then that one will be the array that contains the command line argument, right, and then you should return, because we're going to be returning an integer, right, you should return 0 in success, return 0. All right, so that will be all. Then we'll have our int and our main, and then we put the, so normally we are supposed to just have int argc, comma, int arg, and then it's a pointer, char, it's char character because it's a string, right, array, and then we can do char, we can do it this way, char star star argv, or we use this guy and then we delete one star, so any one of this one. Okay, so using this would do it. So but because okay, I'm going to, let me just continue. So this is the standard way, and then we can just go ahead and do this. All right, so we want this program to print, so we use our printf, right, to print something, and then we'll do our return. It should return 0 for success, right? Okay, so it should print a name. It's going to print a name, right? So because it's printing a name, and those names are stored here, right, they are stored here, so we are using this variable. Okay, so we'll then do our double quotes and then %s, and then a name followed by a new line, sorry, new line, right, and comma, and which name is it printing? It's printing argument v at index 0, because index 0 is the first okay, I don't have it here. Index 0 would hold the program name, index 1 will hold the second name, you understand? So that's what we want to print. But because we are not using this variable, okay, we are not using this guy, we would do a kind of typecasting, okay, or we'll pass another function to it to let the compiler know that okay, we're not using this guy, and so it is. So there's one I saw online which you would initialize probably down here. All right, so that one goes like this. You just say you come down. So let me just teach you that one. That one you just say bracket void, and then you pass the command name argc. I'm not sure, I've not tried this before, but yeah, something like this, and it's supposed to work. So I might just give it space like this. All right, so we can test this, and okay, let's try and compile and see if it works. If it doesn't work, then we'll use the second method. Okay, so let me see. So we'll compile. So if we have any error, then we'll use the second method. All right. Okay, we have error with the argv stuff, right? So we have error. So let's just use the second method. All right. So we didn't accept that one. Sorry. Okay, good. So what we do is we do it from here, and then we add double underscore, and then you say attribute, right? And then we open two brackets, and inside the two brackets we say unused, that we are using this, we are not using this stuff. So the attribute will start with 2 underscore and end with 2 underscore. All right, so I think this is it so far as best knowledge as I could remember. All right, so yeah, so we use this one, and let's clear our screen. I thought I just cleared the screen. Okay, so let's recompile, and it's compiled. Okay, so this is our new name. My name is, if I do ls, we have it, my name is, and then I can run the my name is, and then you see it prints out just the name. So if I should rename this guy, let me see if renaming is done here. Yes, so they renamed it to my new name is this. Okay, so they only rename the compiled file. Okay, so if I do ls, right, and then they renamed it to my new name is, right, and then press enter, you press ls, it is called my new name is. So if I execute my new name is, okay, it should still give me the new name. Okay, so that is it. If you watch the video on this on the third link, that's a video, it explains it like seamlessly. Okay, so just try and watch it and get more understanding of it. All right, so we just need to push this guy and this guy, I guess. I'm not sure if we need a main.h, so let's just git add. Oh, sorry, I don't want to push these guys, but anyway, let me push everything. Git commit, and let me call it a program that prints name for the right new line. Copy, and then I'll paste that, and then I'll push it. All right, so let me clear, and then we'll test. Okay, we have some failure, probably the main.h or something. Did they change it back? Let's see. It doesn't seem to be like main.h. Okay, let's add the main.h and see if that's the problem. Okay, I'm not sure that's it though. Main.h, we don't have nothing to put there for now, so if not define right, and then define, right, and then end if, sorry, end if, right. So let's try this. Let's push that guy. Git add main.h, git commit, let's use the old commits that we use, and then git push. All right, so let's check. Probably that's it. Sorry. Okay, we're still having the same issue. So what could be the error? Oh, could it be Betty? Yeah, we didn't check Betty. So ls, so Betty 0, what's 1, no description found for parameter member argc. Okay, it's Betty. Excuse function parameter argc description in me. Okay, so let me see, probably I misspelled the description, sorry. So that was vi 0. Okay, argc, yes, argv, yes, main. Okay, so I'm not sure there's anything being omitted here. It's spelled correctly. I'm not sure there's any mistake here. Let me try again. Betty. Let me see. No description found for parameter or member argc. SS function parameter argc description in main. Really? It is this argc that is giving us issue. Could it be this guy over here? Let me see. I'm not sure there's any issue here. Let me see. It's main. CSS. I'm not sure. I'm just trying to reduce this. I'm very sure it's not this, so I don't know why it's giving me this error. Okay, let's try again. Betty. This is argc that is giving us SS function parameter. That's the description. What should we do? Let me see. Yeah, this guy is correct. You know what? Let me delete this guy first and see. You see the same thing. But it's not gonna get accepted there. Attributes. So I don't know what's wrong here. I've tried all at argc. I don't know what's wrong with this code. I don't know. So let's try and give this guy to chat GPT and see. Okay, so in case you come across this, so you know how to solve it. So let's open chat AI. Okay, I think we have it here. Okay, and then let's see what it says. there's a missing description for the parameter. Okay, you know what, let's give it the code and see what it will do with it. Vi 0. Alright, so say this is the code. How do I correct the error? Okay, so let's see. Okay, there's it. To correct the errors, we need to make the following changes. Oh, yeah, argc. Did I misspell something? Okay, it's this one. It is argc. Look at. Thank God for AI. Alright. argc. Thank you, AI. Betty, this guy, and it's working now. So let's git add it. Git commit. Let's see if we can still access the old commit message. Yes, we can have it, and git push. Okay. Hey, sorry. Git commit. Git push. Clear. Alright, so let's check. And yeah, we are done. So that's that, and I think I misspelled that time. It's all wasted our time. So write a program that prints the number of argument passed into it. Okay, so this one we are to write a program that will print the number of arguments that we are going to use, that argc, right? So we are going to use argc this time around. Okay, your program should print a number followed by a new line. All right, so look at these examples now. So they passed in just the command, and then it printed 0. Command and hello printed 1. Command, and this one is still 1. This 2, 3, and 2 rather. 0, 1, 2. Okay, so let's go. ls. So I'm gonna vi. What's the name of the file? The name of the file is argc. So I probably don't misspell this time around. Alright, so so we're gonna include, because we are dealing with main, stdio.h. Right, good. So we are still gonna have those stuff, and and we will have our main, and we'll say prints the number of arguments passed into it. Right? I hope this one is not so much. So we have our argc, and then we say number of command argument. Okay, and then we have our argc argv. Okay, and then this one will be the array that contains the program command line argument, and then we'll return 0 success. Okay, so we have our int main, right? And then we have our int argc, comma, char argv. We can do it this way as well, but because we will not be using this guy, this argv, so I can say that we are not using it. So I'll do attribute dash unused. Okay, we only want to print this guy out, right? We're not using this guy, so we'll have to do it this way. Alright, then we will just do our printf, and then we'll return 0. So what will be in our printf this time? We're printing digits, so it will be %d, percent d, I think, followed by a new line, right? Followed by a new line. And then what are we printing? We are printing argc. Okay, we want to print argc at index 0, right? So for that one, we're going to say argc -1, because if we are printing argc, it's going to print the null. Okay, so we are minusing the null from it. Okay, so if it is 1 minus 1 is 0. Okay, so yeah, so as argc is basically would basically have the name when you run it, and also a null, so it's going to be 1. So we want to do that. So let's Betsy it to be sure that we didn't do any error. Okay, good. So after that, what else? Then we can compile it, okay, and try to run it. Okay, so we use this guy to compile, copy, so compile this guy, ls, so we have nag. So if I run nag will print 0, right? So if I run nag and I put yes, it will print 1. If I run nag, I put yes, I put no, I put com, I put me, it will print what? This. So 1 2 3 4 5, and the 0 minus 1 is going to print 4. Alright, so it's working. Again, git add it, git commit. So you don't need to push everything. All you need to push is the function you created. Okay, so I'm pushing everything right now. So all right, so let's paste this and git push. All right, so we're done, and let's go check it. Okay, so we're good. And the next one says is a 5. Okay, write a program that prints all arguments it receives. Okay, it will print all those. Now so if we have a command like this, right, so all these arguments is going to print them. Okay, so the argv is the one holding this argument, right? So it's going to print out all the arguments we give to it. And what else? Including the first one. So we're going to print out I think the name of even this one, right? The executable. Okay, and only print one argument per line, so we are going to put new line to each one. So for this one, I think we're going to use a loop, right? So we're going to use a loop. So let me clear it, list it for you to see. So far we've gone, and then let's get into it. So for this one, create our two argc, and then do like this, and then we include our stdio.h, right? And then our description name, then we say it is used to print all arguments it receives, right? And then we have our argc, right, which is this one, is the number of commands, right, or command line arguments. And then we have our argv, which one is the array that contains the program command line argument, right? And then we return 0, sorry. And that will be all. And then we have our int name, and then we pass it. So int argc, comma, and then char. So we can use this, or we can just use one, and argv. I think the last one we used to start, right? Good. And then this. Good. So we can do it this way. All right. So the first thing I will do is, because I want to use a for loop, I will initialize one, right? Okay. So I want to print everything inside this place at each index of this one. So when it is 0, I want to print everything that is here. When it is 1, I want to print everything that is here. When it is 2, till it gets to the null of this guy. Okay, so I will say for loop I equals to 0, because I want to start from 0, right? Sorry, I'm using capital letter. Okay, and then I will say as long as 0, which is I, is less than argc. So if we get to 5 is less than 6, right? Because I don't want to print a null. Okay, so it should keep increasing I plus plus. All right, so that's what we're gonna do. And then we have our block, right? And then at the end we're going to have our return. It should return 0, right? And inside the block I want it to be printing each time. Okay, at printf, right? So it is printing words, so it's going to be string. So I'll do like this, present s. Okay, and then new line, right? Okay, and then we'll do comma. So what are we printing? We want to be printing argv at each index I, right? So at index 0 it's going to print all the stuff that is there, right? Printf will help it print everything. Unlike put char that will just print one word, printf can print a string, right? So to print everything and then continue like that. So let us dirty it, because I might have some white spaces. All right, okay, no white space. Good. So let us execute this program and see what it does. So I've executed it ls, I have it arg. So when I run arg, okay, it will print arg for me. If I run it again and say yes or yay, yes, yay, it's going to reprint it for me in new lines, right? So that's what I've done, and then I can git add it and git commit it, okay, and then right, copy this guy, I'll paste it here, and then I'll git push it. All right, so that should be all on this guy. Okay, so check the code and see if it works. Oh, I'm tired. Okay, it worked, and let's go to the next one. All right, so the third one, it says, which is the fourth one, write a program that multiplies two numbers in which that you're going to give it 2 and 3. Can you see? To this place, you're giving argument from outside, and then it gives 6, right? Your program should print the result of multiplication. So it should print only 2 numbers. It should print result followed by a new line. You can assume that 2 integers and result of the multiplication can be stored in an integer, right? If the program does not receive 2 arguments, you should print error followed by a new line. So let's just go through this guy and then see. So 3 mul.c, and then vi, this guy. Have I opened it? Yeah, that was fast. Okay, I, and then for this one I'm going to include 2 header files, right? So I'm include my stdio.h, and then I will include my standard library, and then I'll tell you why I'm using my standard library.h as well. Alright, so we're going to do our commenting. Alright, and then we have our main dash. So this one is multiplies 2 numbers, right? And then we have our argument c, which is the number of command line arguments, and then we have as argument v, which is the array that contains the commands or command line arguments. All right, command line arguments. All right, and we return 0 when successful, and that will be all. And then we have our int name. Okay, don't forget we're going to do our int arguments argc. I hope I spelled it well. And char pointer to argv, and then this showing it's an array. Okay, so good. So we want to only we want to make it print error when we have more than 2 arguments, right? Okay, so remember this is, where is it, argument 1. So this one is at index 0, index 1, index 2, and then we have a null, which is index 3, for this guy to work perfectly. So for us to have 2 distinct, it means our argc is at index 3. So it should only work when we have index 3, or else it should just print error. So we say if our argc is not equals to 3 at the moment. Okay, if it is not equal to 3, then you should just print error for them. Okay, for whoever uses it, you should print f error, and then you should return 1, I guess. So we then go here, error and a new line, right? So we just go here, error dash new line, right? And that'll be all. Else, it means that it is 3. So if it is 3, you should just print the multiplication of whatever is in this place, right? Of those commands, right? So we'll print f, and then at the end it should return 0, right? Okay, so let's go to this guy. So this is why we use the standard library. I'll show you why. So we'll do this. Okay, and then here we want to print, because it's multiplication, we want to print digits, right? \n, and then comma. So we want to multiply two things together, right? We want to multiply argv at index what? Index 1, because at index 0 is this guy, at index 0 is this guy, so we want to print at index 1 times the one at index 2, right? At index 1, right, times argv at index 2, right? So this is what we want to do. But because this guy can contain words, we want to typecast and kind of convert it to integer. So because of that, that is why we're using our standard library. We'll be using the argv function. So we just call the argv function, and then the function would make this guy be in brackets, right? Good. So we'll do it for this guy too. Argv, and then all right. So I think with this we are good. So that was Betty 3, and then let's git add it. So I was pressing my git add before the main return, and then git commit with a message saying let's go, just copy it. So copy, and I'll push it. All right, so I think we should be, oh, I didn't compile it anyway. We don't need the executable, so let me just compile and make you see it. All right, so I can still compile and run my mul. So if I run my mul, it's going to print error because it's not up to 3. So if I do mul5, it's still going to print error. If I do mul576, it's still going to print error. But if I do mul57, to do 5 times 7 for me and give me 35. Okay, so that's it. So let's just check the code. Though we didn't push the executable, so let's check. Alright, can you see? Good. So write a program that add positive numbers. This one will add positive numbers together. Alright, write a program that add positive numbers together. Okay, so this one it said print the result followed by new line. So we're going to print the result followed by new line. Fine. If no number is passed to the program, print 0. Okay, so if we don't have numbers passed to the program, we should print 0 followed by new line. Okay, if one of the number contains symbols that are not digits, print error. Okay, so if the numbers contain symbols that are not digits, it will still print error followed by an error. You can assume that numbers and addition are stored in an int. Alright, so if you look at this guy, this one added 1 plus 1, so this one added this, and then this one it does not have numbers alone, it has e. Okay, so printed error. And then if it is just the command, it should just print 0. Okay, so that's what we want to do. So let's vi the name and see. For argc, so then we'll vi for argc and include we include stdio.h, and then we would include our standard library, because we'll be using the atoy function, standard library.h, and then we are going to also include ctype.h, and I will explain why we are using this guy as well. Okay, so we'll have our description and we'll call it main. Sorry, and then say this one should add positive number, right? And then we'll have our argument c, and we'll call this one number of command line argument, and then we'll call this one argument v, and we'll call this one array that contains the program command line argument, and then we return 0 when successful. And I think that will be all. Then we write our int main. Sorry, let me undo that as well. Oh damn, did I just, what's the command to redo? I can't remember. I know command to redo action in vi. Let's see if this guy will help us. Escape to ensure period, really? So let's try it. Oh, this one no redo. No redo. These guys are just whining me. AI is rubbish sometimes. So does it mean I'm going to redo these things? That's not correct. Let me tell it. It didn't work. Let's see. I'm not sure this will work. It didn't work. What's it called? Let me try and remember. Undo command. Let's see if this one will help us. Redo, sorry. Control R. So let's try that. Control R. Control R. Oh my god. I think I've overdo what I need to do. Anyway, this is crazy. So I have to start again just because of one stupid mistake. So let me just do it fast since I've do that before. Okay. That was crazy. All right, so let's continue. We have declare some, because we are going to be doing so many things, so we have to have some variables to go through some for loops, and then we'll have add. We initialize it to 0. Okay, so this add would actually add up the sum up the value for us. Okay, so let's do this, and then we'll create our first for loop, right? Okay, so for loop this. Okay, so we'll say for I equals to 1. I'll tell you why we have 1. I is less than argc I plus. So we know argc would hold the index of at 0. Argc at 0 is pointing to the executable file, this guy. Okay, so argc at 1, argc at 2, and so we want to know from here upward, okay, until the null. Okay, so that's why we said from 1 upward till it is less than that null. So if this one is 7, so it's going to go from 1 to 6. Okay, so it's going to go from 1 to 6 and keep increasing it. Okay, so that's what we want to do there. And then the next thing we'll do here is we'll then say, okay, for again, then we'll initialize j equals to 0. Okay, and then we'll use the argv to get the character. Okay, I'll explain this one. I, and then we have g. Okay, and then as far as it's not equal to null. Okay, so this place, what we are doing here is that we said j is now 0, right? Okay, so j is 0, so arg v at index 1, because we want to deal with this guy too, right, at index 1. So we are taking the value now, okay, since this one is holding value. So this one at index 1, okay, so we are just using this one to increase it. Okay, so as far as this guy is not equal to null, so as far as it's not equal to the last null as well that is invisible, okay, you should keep doing this block of code. Okay, so go here and then, so what do we say you should do? So you should say, but then say if. So the reason why we use this c type.h is because of this function is digits. All right, then we have arg v at index I j, index I j. So we are trying to use is digits because we want to know if all those things inside are digits. So if it is not digits, okay, so I'm putting not digits. If this guy is not digits, okay, then it should print error for us. Okay, you should print, and then you should return 1. Okay, so we say you should print f, and we'll say error, right, and then new line. Okay, wait, why is this print error? Oh, sorry. Like my new line wasn't giving me color, so I knew there was an error there. All right, so you should do that. Okay, so if this one is just for, you should go through everything that is inside that, and then if it is not, you should print error. Okay, so this guy is just for that. So aside that, once I think that's that, but once it is not, so this guy will then come here. Once this guy goes through this argc, right? Okay, so this one will first happen, check if it contain only digits, then you should then do what, add this add. Okay, then we'll say you should add plus equals to arg. Okay, so what we are doing is we are saying that you should keep adding up all the arg that is seen at index I arg at, so you should add at 1, at 2, at 3, and you should keep saving it into this add variable. Okay, so this one I would kind of typecast it and give it to our toy just for safety, and put my, so I plus 0 at toy argv argv. All right, I hope I have not made a mistake. All right, so that will be all, and then at the end you should print f, then print. So if one of these two would be executed, so it's either I print error or you add it together. So you should now print the add value, right? So print f, and then %d, right, and then new line, right, and then comma add, and then we return 0. Okay, so I don't know, I think return, let us bet number 4. Okay, let us say we are good, and we compile and try it. Okay, it worked. So if I do add, right, give me 0. If I do add and say I want to add 5 and 6 and 7, to give me the number. If I say 5, 6, 7 and E, to give me error. If I say just 5, 6 and E and W, error. 5 and 1, right? If I just say 5, to give me 5. Okay, so I think we've tested it ourselves. So we can git add therefore add.c, right? Okay, and then git commit, sorry, the program that and then we git push, and then we can clear it, and I think we'll be good. So basically that's it, and let's test our code, and then we'll do the last one. Okay, so we're good, and let's go to the last one. So this one says write a program that prints the minimum number of coin to make change for an amount of money. Okay, so how many coin am I going to collect? You're going to do it based on the different kind of coin that I think probably America has or something, because they're using cents. So I think they have 25 cents, they have 10 cents coin, they have 5 cents, 2 cents, and 1 cent. So they have 1 to 5, 10, and 25. Okay, so if I want to collect 75 cents, okay, if I want to collect 75 cents, how many coin will I give the person? So I'll give the person 3 coin. That's 25, 25, 25. If I want to collect 40 cents, I'll give the person 25 cents, right? I'll give the person 10 cents, that's 35, and I'll give the person 5 cents, that's still 3 coin. Okay, so that's what we want to know here. Okay, so where cents is the amount of cents you would give back, if the number of argument passed to you is not exactly 1, print error. So that is followed by a new line and return 1. Okay, so if the number of arguments is not exactly 1, so it has to be exactly 1, that is, it has to be the executable, okay, and a value. So this one says change, we want to collect 10 change, so there's 1 coin that is 10, so you give the person 1. So if the person is collecting 100, 25, 4, okay, so it has to be just 1 command like this. Okay, and then we say the amount of, so this one will be 5, because after 4 coin you give the person 1 extra coin, 1 cent coin. Okay, so that's what you want to do here. Okay, so let's get the name and do it 100 change.c. Okay, then we include our stdio.h because of our printf, and then we can include our standard library because of our toy. Okay, standard library.h, right? Okay, good. So then we're going to have print the minimum number of coin to make a change for an amount. So that's the minimum. That's going to be the minimum, because you could give the person more than 4 coin, right? But the minimum would be that. Okay, so we have at argc, which should be the number of command line arguments, and then we have at argv, which is the array that holds the command line arguments. And then we have our result should return, oh sorry, I said results should return 0 when successful. Okay, so we have our int main. Alright, so we have our int argc, comma, and then we have our char, I can do char argv, right? Yeah. Then we have this guy here. Good. So then I'll create some variables here. Which one will be for the cents, right? One will be for the number of coins that I'm going to give, the minimum number of coins. So I can say mn coin, right? Of coin, that will be the person, and then I'll set that one to 0. Okay, for someone that is not getting any change. Alright, so if we're told that if argc is equals to 1 or argc is greater than 2, because it has to be 1, right? Let me see. If the number of arguments passed to the program is not exactly 1, print error. Okay, so for it, okay, so if it is not, you should print error. So there are ways to do it. You could say, you could first say if it is equal to 1. If it is, let me see, is not exactly 1, right? Is not exactly 1. Wait, it's not 1. Let me see. I think this one should be not equal to 1. Let me see again. Okay, the number of arguments is 1. Okay, for the number of arguments to be 1, it has to be 0, 1, and null. It has to be 2. Okay, so it means that arguments, this one, if it is 1, it is not correct. If it is greater than 2, so it has to be 2. So you can first say if it is 2, then you should do this, else you should just print error. Okay, you could do that, and that would be very good. Okay, so you can make your code different. So let's just use this for now, and then you can do that on your own. Okay, so print f. Alright, so we have to print error if this occurs, right? And then a new line, right? And then it should return 1. Let me just shift this one back. Alright, so else you should come down, and our cent should be equal to so we're going to give our cent the value of what that argument is. So we're going to give cent this guy, probably cent 1 and cent this guy, right? So we are going to just kind of typecast it with a toy, right? And we'll give that argv right, at index 1, right? Okay, so we'll give it this function, we'll give it that value. All right, so we can use a for loop or a while loop, right? So we can just say while, as far as cent is greater than 0, because we don't want it to be less than 0, right? So as far as it is greater than 0, you should what? You should execute this code, right? And then at the end, okay, let's first do this. You should execute this code. So we say if, and then we open. If our cent is less than or equal to, is greater than or equal to 25, okay, if it is 25 or greater than, then we are giving the person, then we'll minus 25 from cents. Okay, that is, we are giving the person a 25 coin. Okay, cents, do put s, okay, cents minus equal to 25. Okay, else, if we are not going to use else, we're going to keep using if, because so if it is 100, so this one will get executed minus 25, and cent is still greater than equal to, it will do this thing, it means 4 times. So those 4 times we have to be saving it somewhere. Okay, so we'll save it in this stuff called n, that's minimum number of coin, will that be plus equal to 1. Okay, we'll keep increasing it by 1 every time this thing happens. Okay, so we are not done with this if statement. So that is if it is greater. So we'll do for all the type of coin that we have. We have a cent for greater than equal to 10. If it is greater than equal to 10, then cents minus equals to 10, should minus 10 from it. If our cent is greater than equal to 5, then our cents should minus equal to 5. I think we have 2 as well. If cents is greater than equal to 2, and cents minus equal to 2, and then we have 1. If cents, here I wrote cents, is greater than equal to, that's 2, and then we have 1, then cents minus equal to 1. Okay, so this will do. So if we have 100 cents from here, we've passed the value of this one to this guy, so it's now 100. 100 is greater than 0, right? So is 100 greater than this? Yes, it will minus it, it will go here, so it will go here 4 times, and then it will be adding that into m plus this one, will keep increasing. So once this one is done, come back inside, check what is inside. Okay, so basically we could just say it is this way. If this one is, if it is 100, right, it is a loop. If it is 100 minus 25, right, then it will add 1 to this guy, go back again. Okay, it will go, 75 is greater, it will become this guy would minus 25 again, it will add up 1 at the end, go back like that to keep repeating. So at the end we want to print the addition, right, the number of coin, minimum number. Then we'll say percent d and then a new line, I guess, and then close it, comma, minimum number of coin at the end, semicolon, and then it should return 0. So I think with this we're good. So let us bet 100. Okay, on a separate line, and then trailing white space on 18 and 3. So 3 and 18. So let's see. Let's set number. Three and 18. 3. Okay, yes, sure. So let me just delete this guy and then enter. So it will be 19 now. So we have a space on 19. Yes, there's a space here. Alright, I've sorted out. So let's check. Missing initial short description. I think I've misspelled main somewhere then. I've misspelled main. Oh, I didn't even put main there. Sorry. Okay. Let's check. Okay, good. So we can check the compilation and see. Okay, so we have some errors. So this one's supposed to be sense and return 1. What's wrong with this guy? Did I misspelled it? 17 and 24. So let's go back. Clear. Set number 17. I think this one, probably the 24 is affecting the 17. Yes. Okay, let's recompile and see. Okay, it's not 17. So what do we do wrong here? Okay, I didn't put this guy here. Okay, so that's what's wrong. I can do alright. So let's recompile and then it worked. Okay, so let us clear and then list it. So we have what's the new one we just did? Let me see. The name is change. Okay, so if I do change, it's going to give me error, right? So I have to give it a value here like 500. Okay, 500 will be like 4 times 5, right? 20, right? 12. Is it 4 times 5? It's supposed to be 4 times 5, right? Let's do 100 and see. It should be 4. Okay, 4 times. It's not 5. 4, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why is it giving me 12? Anyway, let's see. 101. This one should be 5. Okay, there's something wrong with this code because it's not correct. There's something wrong. 101 should be 5. It's reducing it. Okay, so let me just check. Something wrong. It's not giving us what it's supposed to give us. So argc custom 1 print error as far as all sense is greater, sense less than equal to minus equals 25 minus 10 minus 5 minus 2 minus 1 count plus 1 coin. So what is now wrong? Something is wrong, definitely. Yes, this one is correct. So why is it now subtracting? Sometimes it's working at times, it's not working at times. Let us push and see if it will accept, but I'm very sure it should not accept. Okay, ls, so we can just git add this guy, where is it, 100, and then git commit, but it's not working the way it's supposed to work. I think we are still missing something out. Alright, hey, I made a mistake. It's okay to make mistakes. Git push. Alright, so let's check. I'm very sure we are not, we are gonna get one error or so, because some of the commands are not working right. Okay, I think I know why. I think we are supposed to use else if, not just if. So I'll change it to else if. Yeah, we're gonna have some error. Okay, it's not even one. So let's just vi back into it. Alright, so all this if, I'll change them to else if. Okay, so else if, and then this one else if, and then this one else if, and then this one else. So let's try compile. Where is the compile? Okay, change and 500, give me 20. Okay, good, it worked. So yeah, and git add, git commit, git push. Okay, so it should work now. So just change it to else. Okay, and that will be all for now.